introduce my colleagues in the commentary box, Russell Arnold and Wasim Akram, to start the show.
Good evening, everyone. And good to be back in the commentary box with Sanjay and Russell after a long, long time. It's Star Sport as well.
Good evening, everyone. Yeah, good to be here. And if I have to say, Sanjay, a tournament generally starts with the favorites getting a game.
Here's the first salvo from Russell Arnold. And really, I mean, it's not just hype for the Seers, more competitive. And the reason being Afghanistan's rise in international cricket. Against Ireland, I know they had a couple of setbacks there. It's a team that you can't say in this encounter as well, that is a team that's likely to go down.
Yeah, absolutely. You talk about Asia Cup. If you talk about 20 years ago, okay, it was India, Pakistan, maybe Sri Lanka. But now you have Sri Lanka, you have Afghanistan. So there's 4, 5, and Bangladesh also. So now it's very important, this Asia Cup. It's huge now. The skipper.
And all the noise that you hear from the crowd is from the Sri Lankan camp. They love their cricket, and they'll be happy to see their two top batters get onto the field. And all the runs coming at the top. And of course, there's some class in the bowling as well that we will see later. So tell us something more about your young top order batters, Russell.
I like this move. Danushka Gunathilaka is in the team, the left-hander who goes hard. But Sri Lanka have opted to open with Pathum Nissanka, who's been the most consistent batsman at the top of the order. You like him. He scores runs risk-free. He's got good shots. He's on the shorter side, so good off the short ball. And Kusal Mendis. Kusal Mendis is an instinctive player, and lots of his runs, his success, has been opening the batting. They've given him that opportunity, which I like.
Fraction. Center.
He's batted all over the place, Kusal Mendis. Made a mark in Test match cricket, if you remember, with that innings against Australia. And after that, the world stood up and watched the talent of Kusal Mendis. Strike at a 121, average of 20. The opening stand hasn't been great for Sri Lanka off late. But on this kind of a pitch where the ball comes on, the openers are going to love it.
It's a very different pitch, very unlike you see nowadays T20 pitch with a lot of grass on it. Not tinge of grass, there's actually grass on it. And I think new balls should and will seam around a bit if the pitch in the right area, slip in place.
And early in a tournament, you tend to see that because we're going to be having quite a few games here in Dubai. With this hit, you need to protect it a little bit.
Umpire says play, first ball. And off the mark is Sri Lanka.
Warm-up delivery, but that's in this format, Sanjay and Russell, is so important for a young fast bowler to warm up before the game, because every ball is important. You only have 4 overs to bowl. You don't want to give any single or a freebie to any batsman at this stage of the game.
And it only takes just one shot probably to feel good, to come to terms with the pace, bounce, and the white ball. That swing disappears very quickly.
The bowlers are saying they've changed the white ball. It doesn't swing or seam anymore. Even in England, it doesn't swing at all. So I don't know why is that, but this pitch, if you can't seam, if you can't bowl seam bowling in this on this one, then it means you'll be struggling on any other pitch.
He's taking his time. The fielder at short extra cover that has moved up. There's a man standing right in front of the side screen, and now is the time the batter has noticed it. Fazal Farooqi will have to wait before he can bowl this delivery. Reminder of the two teams, the playing 11 for today. Good shot, nice straight bat. Let's see how quick this outfield is. Not lightning quick, that's for sure.
But poor running for me. They ran just the 2. But that's a confidence booster, trying to pitch it up, looking for whatever swing that might be there.
For this sort of bowling, he needs his mid-on slightly straighter and mid-wicket straighter, because he's not swinging as much. That's his second delivery. But I agree with you. Presence of mind is so important for a batsman. This should have been easy 3. And every run counts in T20 format. Farooqi. He's got still a slip there. That slip fielder can come out at catching shot mid-wicket maybe. After a couple of deliveries, nothing happens.
I was waiting for the variation, just wondering why the slip was there, because he can bowl the ball that leaves the right-hander as well.
Played a few games in the IPL, didn't he? Farooqi. For Sunrisers Hyderabad. But good seam position though. Moment it doesn't swing, you look to try and angle it and not give the length to the batsman.
His delivery is go-to delivery for a left-arm fast bowler in this format. If nothing is happening, just go across the right-hander.
The delivery just shorter in length. You saw the assistance that seam bowlers will get on this pitch, that ball deviating after it pitched.
Bit of extra bounce as well, because of heavy covering of grass, and hence it could hold up and you'll experience more like a tennis ball type of bounce.
On that sort of pitch as a bowler, you just go back of the length every time. Just try to hit the stumps and let the batsman take the risk. Because after pitching, it can go anywhere, either in swing or away swing to the right-hander.
A good delivery. Close call this.
Probably hit him straight, but was it pitching outside the leg stump?
And was there too much of late swing? They've gone for it.
TV umpire to director. We have a player review for LBW. Original decision is not out. I've checked the front foot. It's a fair delivery. Can we start with front on spin vision, please? Okay. Can you rock and roll that for me once? What seems to be missing the bat? Can we check with ultra edge, please? Satisfied, no bat in one flat line as the ball passes the bat. Can we move on to ball tracking, please? Pitching in line, impact in line, wicket sitting, original decision not out. Can we have Hassan back on screen, please? Hassan, you need to reverse your decision. You're on screen. Please signal out. Repeat out.
Never a great start for the umpire. The swing to begin with, and then seam getting the better of Kusal. Mendis is gone for 2.
গোলাপের নির্যাস আর ভিটামিন ই সহ নতুন লাক্স দেয় চাঁদের মতো উজ্জ্বল চেহারা। লাক্স
খেলা লিংকটা হবে মাইজিপি অ্যাপে লাইভ খেলা চলে মাখনের মতো।
লাইভ খেলা নিয়ে নো টেনশন, মাইজিপি অ্যাপের সব সলিউশন।
এখন বিল বিকাশ করুন কোনো চার্জ ছাড়াই, প্রতি মাসে 5টি বিদ্যুৎ বিল। আর অন্য সব বিল যত খুশি তত, সব সময় সব প্রয়োজনে বিকাশ। সারা
স্পেশাল মানুষদের জন্য মজাদার ম্যাজিক মশলা ফ্লেভারে মিস্টার নুডলস, স্বাদ দাও ভালোবাসার।
আর টক টাইম ডান, মিতিরার আমার ইন্টারনেট
ডান। মাই রবি অ্যাপের মাই ফ্যামিলিতে সবার জন্য পুরো মাসের প্ল্যান কিনুন একবার। রবি।
অদম্য হওয়ার এনার্জিতে ভরপুর এক্সোটিক স্বাদের পাওয়ার এনার্জি ড্রিঙ্ক যখন হাতে, তখন অ্যাডভেঞ্চার হবে নন স্টপ। পাওয়ার চুমুকে অ্যাকশন।
It really was. When you consider the couple of balls that were bowled before, that's clever bowling. Set him up. He probably was playing for the ball from the angle. That might have hit the bat.
Charith, Asalanka, the new batter. Oh, great delivery. What is the umpire going to do? He's going to raise the finger. This will be reviewed, he would think, from the batting side.
But again, rushing the batsman. He's going to go. Charith Asalanka, one of the shorter players. And he's timed out as well. This is big, massive. 2 wickets in the first over. Charith Asalanka. Well, that goes the other way. And it's hit him even before he knows it. Afghanistan right on top. This is what you expect from your fast bowlers. Pick up early wickets, put the pressure on the opposition. Big pressure for Sri Lanka as Asalanka goes for 0. 3 for 2.
ওয়াও, পার্লারে গিয়েছিলি?
না তো।
তাহলে এত গ্লো কিভাবে?
গ্লো এন্ড লাভলি থেকে।
শুধু গ্লো এন্ড লাভলি?
এটা কমায় ডার্ক স্পটস, ডার্ক সার্কেলস আর রোদের মলিনতা। গ্লো এর জন্য সবকিছু এক ক্রিমে। গ্লো এন্ড লাভলির মাল্টিভিটামিন ত্বকের গভীরে প্রবেশ করে ডার্ক স্পটস, ডার্ক সার্কেলস ও রোদের মলিনতা কমিয়ে দেয় এইচডি গ্লো। গ্লো এর জন্য সবকিছু এক ক্রিমে। বাংলালিংক স্পট জিতে থাকি সবচেয়ে এগিয়ে। বাংলালিংক স্পট জিতে থাকি সবচেয়ে এগিয়ে। বাংলালিংক স্পট জিতে থাকি সবচেয়ে
এগিয়ে থাকার আনন্দ এখন দেশ জুড়ে। উকলা স্বীকৃত বাংলালিংক ফাস্টেস্ট স্পোর্ট জিতে থাকুন সবচেয়ে এগিয়ে। বাংলালিংক।
একটা সুপার হোয়াইটি সুপার সমাধান। এই সুপার এনজাইম দূর করে কঠিন দাগ, সাদা কাপড়কে করে আরো সাদা। সুপার হোয়াইটি কঠিন দাগ দূর, সাদা ভরপুর।
দুলা ভাই, বিকাশে ডেবিট কার্ড সেভ করা থাকলে টাকা আসতে 1 মিনিটও সময় লাগে না, তাই তো?
Danushka Gunathilaka usually opens the batting with Pathum Nissanka, but today they've gone a different way. But he's there early.
It worked for them, I suppose, so far. So now, as a team, if I was in the Sri Lankan team, what would be my message as a coach to the players? Because now they're going to block because they lost 2 wickets. The advantage first 6 overs is kind of gone now.
Now, you've got to see the class that Afghanistan have with their bowling. Naveen-ul-Haq is in the attack, but let's watch this again. On height was something that was troubling me. How was it on height? Wickets hitting. Yeah, top of middle.
But this goes the other way compared to the one that Kusal Mendis was trapped in front. So he's got the skills and he's using it very nicely.
This is ideal pitch to use your skills as a seam bowler or a swing bowler. Look at the jubilation.
Right, one of the stars now, upcoming stars in this Afghanistan team is Naveen-ul-Haq, seam bowler, plays all around the world in the big leagues of T20 cricket. Good seam bowler, gets you wickets. Watch out for the slow delivery. That's his big trump card that he plays.
Yes, lots of slower deliveries. He's not express, but that variety is there, and that's a pretty good economy rate as well. Naveen-ul-Haq, action a little similar to Jasprit Bumrah, his release, that extended arm, now releasing it in front of the body.
Not as quick though, but again, gets wicket for his team. Wide of the crease, into the batsman, nicely played. This is how he set him up. Couple of outswingers, nice, and then the in swing. Just bamboozled the batsman there, Farooqi. Good bowling.
Yeah, that's the word, bamboozle, completely.
And it's harder for the batsman to react when the deviation is off the seam. Through the air, sometimes you can read it, but it gets a lot harder when it's off the seam.
You see, nowadays, all these players, they play this format on flat decks, mostly 99%. And then they're not used to, I think, in my opinion, especially the youngsters, if they get a wicket like this, how to tackle it early on. See him up, just take singles, and then once you set, then you can attack. And of course, Sumar Gol, bulldozer, in fact, the coach, fast bowling coach for Afghanistan, very experienced as far as his cricket concerned.
And the diary is there as well on his lap. There's the slow ball. So one of those guys who will bowl it with the new ball as well. And when he goes slow, he goes extreme slow. So from 130 goes to 107. Last ball.
The last couple of deliveries, Pathum Nissanka has been coming at the bowler. He sits on the crease. It's going to be hard. So he's just trying to get him to change his length. He changes his pace. You've got to be proactive, and that's good from Nissanka. You have to fight back and try and find a way to put pressure on the bowler.
Just little partnership. Okay, forget about first 6 overs. At least think about the next 2 overs. Rotate the strike, get your eyes in, and then have a go.
Now we'll go back to the running. We talked about they didn't run the 3. Kusal Mendis wouldn't have been on strike.
Oh, good delivery. There is excitement. There's an appeal and the finger goes up. The batter doesn't look convinced. Has he hit it? The simple call. Make up your mind. Time running out.
The bowler was excited straight away, but Gurbas was late. He asked the question.
TV umpire to director. We have a player review for caught behind. Original decision is out. I've checked the front foot. It's a fair delivery. Can we start with front on spin vision, please? Can you rock and roll that for me, please? Ball is passing pretty close to the outside edge. Can we check with ultra edge, please? Copy that, director. Ultra edge building. Stand by, guys. Ultra edge is building. Copy the director. Stand by, guys. Still ultra edge is building. Edge turning up. Can you take it back a frame, please? Can you just bring it back a few frames from before the bat? Yeah, now frame by frame, please. One frame back and one frame back. One frame back, please. Yeah, next frame, please. I see a spike as the ball passes the bat. Satisfied. Bat involved. Back to Anil on screen, please. Anil, you can stay with your decision. You're on screen. Please signal out.
Okay, that's very interesting that we've just seen. I've never seen a batter being given out. A slight murmur on the ultra edge. Normally you look for that huge spike. But just the way the dialogue was going on with the third umpire, he looked at a very still line and then he saw a little tremor, and it's a bit unfair on the batter.
But the flick was there right through, wasn't it?
Yep. I mean, I've never seen something like this happen. Umpires generally wait for a spike to appear. There was no spike at all. If at all, there was a little bit of a tremor right through that ultra edge, which is a brilliant technology, and hence everyone's shocked.
Everybody is shocked. Even here in the commentary box, the coach, the players, the spectators. Struggling now, Sri Lanka, 5 for 3 in 2.
নেক্সট এডিশন
নাজিয়ানা আনিকা
ম্যাডাম সিনেমা হিরোর নামেই চলে আপনি চুলে নজর দিন গরম আর ঘাম চুলে শাইন না নষ্ট করে ফেলে
শাইন তো মন খুলেই করব আমিও আর আমার চুলও
নতুন সানসিল্ক ব্ল্যাক শাইন এতে আছে আমলা পার্ল প্রোটিন আর ভিটামিন ই অ্যাক্টিভ মিক্স যা চুলকে দেয় 24 ঘন্টা পর্যন্ত শাইন
শাইন করব মন খুলে
খেলা লিংকটা হবে
মাই জিপি অ্যাপে লাইভ খেলা চলে মাখনের মতো
লাইভ খেলা নিয়ে নো টেনশন মাই জিপি অ্যাপের সব সলিউশন
গোলাপি নির্যাস আর ভিটামিন ই সহ নতুন লাক্স দেয় চাঁদের মতো উজ্জ্বল চেহারা। লাক্স।
আর টক টাইম
ডান
মিতির আর আমার ইন্টারনেট
ডান। মাই রবি অ্যাপের মাই ফ্যামিলিতে সবার জন্য পুরো মাসের প্ল্যান কিনুন একবার। রবি।
Could be more. He's on a hat trick.
Oh dear. What a start.
Both batsmen yet to face a delivery. And Farooqi.
You're throwing some gems, Russell, to build up this drama. First ball, hat-trick ball. Oh, great delivery. What a delivery to bowl the hat-trick ball. That's where it should be. Somebody who's taken many hat-tricks should react.
Aim the stumps, and that's what exactly he did. I would have gone length with the new ball, the ball he bowled to the previous batsman, but he's looking with the angle, the ball is coming in nicely, and in the end, I reckon batsman did okay. 5 for 3 now, Sri Lanka. What should be the plan now, Russell?
A couple of things, Russell, I want you to dwell on. One is, why did the batter take so long to go for the review? Talking about Nissanka here. And then obviously the reaction to what he saw on Ultra Edge.
That flies off the bat. Gunathilaka, the two left-handers like to play their shots. Yes, that was surprising. Generally, you know when you've nicked it. Unless at the same time the bat hits the ground where there's a bit of jarring. Gurbas too goes up right away, actually. So did everyone. So there was a bit of a noise.
Keeper went straight away. He was confident. And of course, Sri Lankan team is in shock. Look at the coach, Silva. But what's going on? Fans are happy.
Got a few wickets. They're backing it up with some good deliveries. Even Naveen-ul-Haq, you have to give it to him. Didn't get the movement or the pace that Farooqi is getting. But he bowled good areas. Always made the batsman make the play.
Good give credit to the groundsman here. He made a really good pitch for fast bowlers. And it's good to see sometime teams scoring 130 and defending 130. And I did ask him about dew factor. He said there's hardly any dew nowadays.
Let's go back to that incident again, and you've got to say, what was the actual reality? Maybe there was a feather with the way the keeper reacted, the bowler reacted, but finally, if the TV umpire is entrusted with the job of looking at technology to come up with a firm decision, then he had to rely on this. And was this enough?
But Sanjay, look, this tremor has been coming all along. But look at the reaction from the keeper. Straight away, he was up in the air.
Could have easily gone on to the stumps, so the doubt has crept in. But for me, I'm with you, Wazim. That was my point as well. That tremor was there before the ball got to the bat, earlier in the picture. It was not something that appeared when the ball passed the bat.
Let me throw in another little thought. You guys heard a click to the stump microphone. The umpire would have heard it as well. Whether that would have influenced the decision in the end.
We would have heard that on the conversation, wouldn't we? We hear the umpire speak. It was about the tremor, nothing else. Then we would have investigated further.
Last ball of the third over. A lot of damage done here. 5 for 3 is sensation from Afghanistan. Rather good delivery. Takes the pace off. 3 overs gone. 5 for 3.
এখন লাইফবয় শুধু ভাইরাসের বিরুদ্ধে সুরক্ষাই না, সাথে দেবে ৩০০ টাকা মূল্যের ডাক্তারের পরামর্শ ফ্রি। প্রতিটি প্যাকের সাথে পাবেন রবি হেলথ প্লাসের সহযোগিতায় ৩০০ টাকা মূল্যের ডাক্তারের পরামর্শ একদম ফ্রি। একটা মিসড কল দিন এই নম্বরে। করোনা ভাইরাস থেকে সুরক্ষা, ফ্রিতে ডাক্তারের পরামর্শ, শুধু লাইফবয়।
চিপস ব্রো, বাছাই করা আলুর সাথে স্পাইসি সিজনিং এর টুইস্ট এলো প্রাণ পতাটা। এটা চিপস নাকি বিস্কিট, কে বুঝে নাও।
এখন বিল বিকাশ করুন কোনো চার্জ ছাড়াই, প্রতি মাসে 5টি বিদ্যুৎ বিল। আর অন্য সব বিল যত খুশি তত, সব সময় সব প্রয়োজনে বিকাশ।
এতদিন ধরে আছেন, সম্পর্কটাই তো বেটার ঘরটাকে লক করুন ইপিভিসি ম্যাটেরিয়ালে তৈরি কসমিক উইন্ডো দিয়ে লক করুন অস্থির দুনিয়া।
On. They just love it. We saw that in the last few months. You mentioned earlier, Sanjay, about the hard times that the Sri Lankans have been experiencing, but cricket is where they've come for that relief. The bigger problem for Sri Lanka now is the biggest threat in this Afghan bowling lineup is Rashid Khan. Rahman, now they come in with Sri Lanka suffocated already. That's the biggest problem. How are you going to project this innings?
Add Nabi to that equation as well. Bhanuka Rajapaksa gets off the mark. You'll remember him playing in the IPL for Punjab Kings.
Yeah, he did pretty well. Got them off to a flyer, but didn't last long in terms of balls. But it was an impact innings. He's going to have to make a bigger score here for Sri Lanka to really compete. Rajapaksa has to turn those quick 20s, 30s into 50s and 60s.
Especially today. They're 3 down for 6 runs. We need a partnership here.
Right, the tournament schedule for you, the DP World Asia Cup 2022. We are in the first leg. We have the league matches of 2 groups, 3 per group. 2 will go through in the Super Fours, will play against each other. After which we'll have the finalists. Pretty simple, pretty intense as well. Hong Kong in Group A.
Congratulations to Hong Kong. They did really well, especially winning against UAE. UAE has been the most experienced team in this, these countries. And well done to Hong Kong.
They're playing in the 6th side way back. I think we had some
92 or 92 onwards. We played a lot of 6-a-side tournaments there. 2 days of cricket. Beautiful ground. Beautiful city.
Slow delivery, and that's been clumped over the boundary. Terrific shot this.
Bhanuka Rajapaksa. Free-flowing player at his best when he just goes after the bowling and expresses himself. And this is an amazing hit just through the line, especially the situation, not taking it into account. You've got to be brave.
This doesn't make sense to me as an ex-fast bowler, a retired fast bowler. Why bowl a slow ball when the opposition has 6'3" on a green top? I can understand if they have the go at you, do variations, but not now. Just bowl, hit the right areas, and try to get a couple of wickets. Because in my opinion, I think bowling a slow ball is easier option for a fast bowler. Oh, okay, I'll take a breather after this.
That's the length. Short of a length. Back of a length, as you would say. The 3 wickets we saw, Wasim, all 3 wickets, they move ever so slightly off the seam. And I'm pretty sure they're off a similar length. That's what you need to rely on. That's Kusal Mendis. Afghanistan reviewed and got it. Very next delivery, Charith Asalanka on the back foot. And even this, there's a bit of movement where it straightens and also back of a length.
See movement. See means after the ball pitches, then it moves, not in the air.
Stop. There's no third man. There's a backward point on the boundary.
Yeah, a couple more overs of the field restriction remains for Sri Lanka to negotiate. Which generally you'd feel that the top 6 overs, the first 6 overs is where you look to dominate. Not the case here.
Sometimes if you get a pitch like this, then you assess as an opener and send the message inside the dressing room, okay, there's a little bit of happening. Let's try to build a partnership instead of just having a go unnecessarily and throwing away your wickets.
$14 for 3. Still got Rashid Khan, Mujib Rahman, Mohammad Nabi looking ominous at the moment. For Sri Lanka, fielder comes out from slip. Shot
Now you
mid-wicket.
can't even, sorry Sanjay, now you can't even say, okay, let's see off Rashid Khan.
Lovely shot. Couple of glorious shots so far. One from Gunathilaka, another from Rajapaksa. This is brilliant. 18 for 3.
আপনার বাসাতেও কি পেট্রোলের কুয়া আছে? নাই না? তাহলে চালান সুপার মাইলেজওয়ালা এপিডিভি টেকনোলজির সাথে হিরো স্প্লেন্ডার প্লাস আর হিরো এইচএফ ডিলাক্স। বাংলাদেশের সুপার ফুয়েল এফিশিয়েন্ট বাইক। কম খাবে, চলতেই থাকবে।
আমার কলিগরা তো শুনে অবাক, বলে ও কিও নুডলস দিচ্ছে। আমি বলি দেব না কেন, এটা তো স্কোয়ারের চপস্টিক, নো এমএসজি, মানে টেস্টিং সল্ট নেই, তাই এটাই সেফ। স্বাস্থ্য রাখতে ঠিক টেস্টিং সল্ট মুক্ত চপস্টিক।
দেখা যাচ্ছে না বলে নেই নাকি? পানিতে থাকা আয়রন ও সীসা ফোটালেও যায় না, দেখাও যায় না।
পিওরি ক্লাসিক দূর করে ভাইরাস, ব্যাকটেরিয়া এবং নতুন যুগের দূষণ।
মার টক টাইম
ডান।
মিতিরার আমার ইন্টারনেট
ডান। মাই রবি অ্যাপের মাই ফ্যামিলিতে সবার জন্য পুরো মাসের প্ল্যান কিনুন একবার। রবি।
Trying to find themselves 4 overs done, 18 for 3, and their strength which has started, which is spin bowling.
I must confess, I'm a little surprised that Faruqi didn't get a third over. He has been brilliant. 2 for 3 off his 2 overs, and he's hurried the Sri Lankans.
Rajapaksa has not faced Faruqi. He's generally very good against the spin, Rajapaksa.
Yeah, but this is a different kind of spin, isn't it? Mujib, who generally doesn't turn the ball a lot, but has a lot of variations, bowl those carom deliveries. That's his go-to ball, stock. And Russ, the best time from a Sri Lankan perspective to counter-attack, and the best player for that is Rajapaksa, and maybe that's the reason got Mujib on, you reckon?
Yeah. Keep Faruqi on for later, the end overs, the final overs. You need options.
Just says to me that Afghanistan's come into this game with a plan. 2 overs from the seamers up front, then we're into the spinners, no matter what. And at 18 for 3.
Now, if I was asked who's the real threat, you mentioned the spin, Rashid Khan, Mujibur Rahman, how are you going to play them? They're mystery spinners, they're very good. They handle pressure well and the variety that they have. And the answer is you've got to play the other bowlers well. Put them under pressure. That would not allow Mujib or Rashid to settle into a line and length. But now, bigger problems because the others have stood up for Afghanistan.
Yeah, having said that, the modern day template with a lot of teams in this format is also to go after the bowling, the 5th and the 6th over, the last 2 overs of the power play. The 5 overs done, 21 for 3.
খেলা লিংকটা হবে মাই জিপি অ্যাপে লাইভ খেলা চলে মাখনের মতো।
লাইভ খেলা নিয়ে নো টেনশন, মাই জিপি অ্যাপের সব সলিউশন।
গোলাপি নির্যাস আর ভিটামিন ই সহ নতুন লাক্স দেয় চাঁদের মতো উজ্জ্বল চেহারা। লাক্স
মিষ্টি দেশের সুস্বাদু আম থেকে তৈরি হয় প্রাণ ফুটো, যা নিমিষে সব মুহূর্তকে বানায় এমনই মিষ্টি। মিষ্টি মুহূর্ত সাথে প্রাণ ফুটো।
মার টক টাইম
ডান।
মিতিরার আমার ইন্টারনেট
ডান। মাই রবি অ্যাপের মাই ফ্যামিলিতে সবার জন্য পুরো মাসের প্ল্যান কিনুন একবার। রবি।
দুলা ভাই, বিকাশে ডেবিট কার্ড সেভ করা থাকলে টাকা আসতে 1 মিনিটও সময় লাগে না, তাই তো?
Just imagine what might be happening in the stands if the Sri Lankans were on top, doing well. They're under pressure. Tremendous pressure.
Yeah, change in bowling. Azmatullah Omarzai, the all-rounder, is going to bowl the last over of the power play.
This is going to allow Nabi to hold back his ace.
He starts off with a wide. Very rarely have I seen Rashid bowling the power play overs. Generally comes after, straight after. I won't be surprised if he's bowling the next over.
I always feel that if you can make the captain change their attack with Rashid, bring him on earlier than you want, bring him on in overs you don't want him to, then you've succeeded. But they now hold all the cards. They can bowl Rashid whenever they like.
What a shot. That is magnificent, even though there is some protection there in the deep. But that must make him feel better.
Yeah, the two fielders in the deep square leg, and the wide-ish cover point or a deep point. But that was my point when I said earlier, play the other bowlers well. Put them under pressure. Now you do whatever you want with people like Rashid as a captain. That's a good position to be in for Mohammad Nabi.
No.
That's adventurous, and it has paid off. Gunathilaka, the ram shot. Last over of the power play, you've got to make the move, and he's made it.
Attacking those other bowlers. Brilliant stroke. Watch the ball right onto the bat. Use the pace. 135, the quickest of the bowlers for Afghanistan so far. Watch the way he keeps his eye on the ball the whole way. Doesn't look to hit it too hard. Beautifully played.
You balance a batting order with those stroke players, those who go after the bowling. Sri Lanka have lost their three solid players, the anchors, if you would like. Gunathilaka being very calm out there. That's important.
And that's why I know a lot of the chat will be around Nissanka's, was he out, was he not out? But that is not the way he plays. He has been the anchor, especially this year for Sri Lanka. The strike rate's quite low, but he will bat deep and get his runs. When you're, 3 for 2, and then you're stepping out of your crease and looking to hit it out of the ground, I'm not sure that was the right option.
That before more, was in the air for a while, but in the gap, making this last over count, Sri Lanka.
He's batting beautifully, Danushka Gunathilaka. Tremendous shots. The cover drive, the little flick to fine leg, and look at this authority. And to have a clear mind is what's crucial. A lot happening. We're talking Mujib's there, Rashid's there. You identify. If you do not put Omarzai under pressure, you're not scoring 100 runs here.
What I like, such a good pitch that you don't have to look to hit it too hard. We saw that with the scoop over short fine leg. And even though he stepped out of his crease, it was beautiful balance.
Oh, dropped. That should have been taken. Would expect at this level those catches to be taken. That's a big miss.
Karim Janat straight to him, but it was hit hard. Now he was moved back to the circle because of the power Gunathilaka was using. Oh boy, oh boys. Sri Lanka needed a breather. They've got one here.
It's a big miss.
Two balls in the power play. 40 for 1, 40 for 2. Sri Lanka would have taken it.
Good piece of timing. Splendid piece of timing. 4 more. Third of the over.
Now pressure well and truly back on Afghanistan now. This over worth 16. Good pace, 145 kilometres an hour, but it is a half volley on leg stump. And again, not too hard. Using the pace, timing was exquisite, and it was in front of square for 4.
He's risky. It's good, right? Bhanuka, Rajapaksa. Both batsmen on to 15 and in quick time.
Pulls it. Got a fielder in the deep, but that's going to be another 4. 20 from that over, 41 for 3.
এগিয়ে থাকার আনন্দ এখন দেশ জুড়ে উকলা স্বীকৃত বাংলা লিংক ফাস্টেস্ট 4 জিতে থাকুন সবচেয়ে এগিয়ে বাংলা লিংক।
আপনার চুল কখন সবচেয়ে বেশি ঘন ছিল?
যখন চুল পড়া শুরু হয়নি।
চুল পড়া চুলের ড্যামেজের লক্ষণ। নিউট্রিলক সিরামযুক্ত ডাভ চুলে পুষ্টি যোগায় আর চুল পড়া কমায় 98% পর্যন্ত। তাই চুল ঘন দেখায় আবারও।
দুধের সব গুণাগুণ নিয়ে 3টি মজাদার সারে প্রাণ লাচিয়ে আছে আপনাকে আরাম দিতে।
প্রাণ লাচ্ছি, খুব কাচ্ছি, আরাম পাচ্ছি।
গোলাপের নির্যাস আর ভিটামিন ই সহ নতুন লাক্স দেয় চাঁদের মতো উজ্জ্বল চেহারা।
লাক্স। প্র্যাকটিসের পর টায়ার্ডনেসে চাই এক বোতল প্রাণ শক্তি, যাতে আছে বিশুদ্ধতা আর মিনারেলস এর শক্তি। প্রাণ ড্রিঙ্কিং ওয়াটার, এক বোতল প্রাণ শক্তি।
খেলা লিঙ্কটা হবে মাই জিপি অ্যাপে লাইভ খেলা চলে মাখনের মতো।
লাইভ খেলা নিয়ে নো টেনশন, মাই জিপি অ্যাপের সব
Nabi. He's not a big turner of the ball. He'll fire it in. He'll watch you and try to do the variations. But that power play. Sri Lanka at the end of the second over, 3 down for 5. At the end of the fifth over, 21. And in the sixth over, they score as many runs.
And obviously, I mean, what Scotty mentioned, I think, was the fifth over. You really need to get those new bowlers in after the start that Afghanistan got from their opening bowlers. The reason I came in with that observation is because it's not as if Afghanistan are short of bowlers. They've got the 3 spinners, the 2 seamers at the top did a great job. So you've got to get through their 4 overs as well. So give them another one, see if they can pick up another wicket.
Yeah, did you need your 6th bowler in that scenario? Another over of seam. Yeah, Faruqi going well. See if he can nip one through. Now for his second spell, probably this ball will be a little softer. Will it skid through as much?
That's a tight single. Makes it rather comfortably in the end. And it's good running because the call was immediate, straight away, and took off. Both Sri Lankans trusting each other with the call and end up making it quite comfortably.
Desai, not the quickest. Gunathilaka's played a bit of cricket with him. Teammates identifies that. The Lankan Premier League.
That's good running. So far, so good for the Sri Lankans. The other thing they've done, I believe, these 2 batsmen is they've knocked Amarzai out now. I don't think Mohammad Nabi can go back to him again. Certainly not to these 2 at any stage. He's going to have to rely on those other bowlers. So I think that's where he's made just that one error.
Awesome start for Afghanistan. It's a big game for Afghanistan. The 100th T20I, and what a start it was. Back-to-back wickets for Faruqi. And Naveen-ul-Haq gets into the act as well. While the bowling has been brilliant, some of those shots were very, very average.
I like this one. Another brilliant shot. This time it's Rajapaksa over extra cover. Another boundary.
Partnership. You need counter-attacking batters. I'm going to ask you this question next over about Gunathilaka not opening today. The timing is the last ball.
Oh, that sounded like something. Given wide, but I heard something. Was it the pad? Gurbaz, the wicketkeeper, is extremely confident.
I think the bat hit the ground. There was a noise.
Nabi doesn't seem that confident, but he's gone upstairs. He's taken the review.
TV umpire to director. We have a player review for caught behind. Original decision is not out. I've checked the front foot. It's a fair delivery. Can we start with front on spin vision, please? Can you give it to me one more time, please? Anything from the side, director, or can we move to ultra edge? Copy that you're building ultra edge. Stand by, guys. Ultra edge is building. Side touch to the team. Outrage coming up. Just take it back and roll forward, please. Can you take it back and roll it forward, please? Yes. Frame by frame, please. Yes. Next frame, please. One more frame. Next frame, please. Next frame, please. Yeah, next frame, please. Next frame. Next frame, please. Next frame, please. Satisfied, no bat in ball. I can see a spike as the ball passes the pad. Ballers hit the pads. Back to Hassan on field. Hassan, you can stay with your decision for not out. Your on-screen signal not out.
I got that right. The ump. Relief for Sri Lanka. Rajapaksa survives. And Ras spot on.
50 on the board. The bat does hit the ground. That was the noise we all heard, but very, very close to that gloves.
I gotta say, good take by the keeper. Naveen-ul-Haq Gurbaz.
Well, what it was a wide, it cannot be an over.
Well, I believe the umpire had signaled a wide. That would mean another ball.
And I didn't see the ball hit the pad on its way through. It was well away from the pad.
Even in that case, he needs to change his decision any which way. Over's gone 50 for 3.
বাচ্চাদের দেয় একটি কমলার সমপরিমাণ ভিটামিন সি, 1.5 কাপ দুধের সমপরিমাণ ক্যালসিয়াম ও 3 বাটি পালং শাকের সমপরিমাণ আয়রন সহ 23টি ভাইটাল নিউট্রিয়েন্টস। হরলিক্স
আর ডিপ্লোমা গুঁড়া দুধের পুষ্টি একসাথে।
Rahman, she defends.
Now sit back and enjoy. Spin from both ends. Spin with it. No, there's not going to be any surprises who's going to bowl from the other end.
It's up in the air and he's gone. There's only one fielder there in the deep and he picks that fielder. But Sri Lanka lose the 4th.
But going along so nicely. Gunathilaka, seen him get out with this reverse sweep many a time. It's not one of his go-to shots. It's got powerful shots along the ground. Can take the bowlers on. Did he need to play that? Well, not for me. Flat and hard. This time Janath hangs on. Relief for Janath, but a big one for Afghanistan as Danushka Gunathilaka is gone for 17. It's 50 for 4.
Use Laf's onion seed hair oil, enriched only with pure essential oils. Laf's onion seed hair oil, guaranteed hair fall solution.
এখন লাইফবয় শুধু ভাইরাসের বিরুদ্ধে সুরক্ষাই না, সাথে দেবে 300 টাকা মূল্যের ডাক্তারের পরামর্শ ফ্রি। প্রতিটি প্যাকের সাথে পাবেন রবি হেলথ প্লাসের সহযোগিতায় 300 টাকা মূল্যের ডাক্তারের পরামর্শ একদম ফ্রি। একটা মিসড কল দিন এই নম্বরে। করোনা ভাইরাস থেকে সুরক্ষা, ফ্রিতে ডাক্তারের পরামর্শ, শুধু লাইফবয়ে।
Sippe, sippe, prawn up. Food, party, fun. Prawn up. Open up, prawn up.
মার টক টাইম
ডান
মিতিরার আমার ইন্টারনেট
ডান মাই রবি অ্যাপের মাই ফ্যামিলিতে সবার জন্য পুরো মাসের প্ল্যান কিনুন একবার। রবি।
মিষ্টিতে সেরা সুস্বাদু আম থেকে তৈরি হয় প্রাণ ফুটো, যা নিমিশে সব মুহূর্তকে বানায় এমনই মিষ্টি। মিষ্টি মুহূর্ত, সাথে প্রাণ ফুটো।
One in time. Hasaranga's got a job to do here.
They've used him in this role before, changing that batting lineup. Dasun Shanaka generally comes in at this stage. This is the wicket.
It's actually a little unlucky, I think, Gunathilaka, because The ball was well outside his leg and he had to try and fetch it. So it was clever bowling from Mujib. I wouldn't say he saw him coming, but it was outside the leg stump. And the way he had to fetch it meant that it went in the air. And what a feeling that is when you've dropped one to then take one.
Relief for him. Dropped a rather easy one. 50's up now. This time for sure. Yeah, Gunathilaka just missed out on the line. He's actually trying to hit the top of point. Because he's dragging it from outside leg stump, it goes there in front. So Hasaranga at 7. When wickets have fallen, they've used him up early and he's has scored runs. His best innings was against Ireland, the World Cup qualifiers in Abu Dhabi about 10 months ago.
That's sloppy. That should have been stopped. But in the end, we'll fetch 4 runs to Sri Lanka and Rajapaksa. 54 for 4.
ব্রাইটলক টেকনোলজি যুক্ত নতুন রিন যা আপনার আর আপনার কাপড়ে আনে নতুনের মতো উজ্জ্বলতা।
এখন বিল বিকাশ করুন কোনো চার্জ ছাড়াই প্রতি মাসে 5টি বিদ্যুৎ বিল। আর অন্য সব বিল যত খুশি তত, সবসময় সব প্রয়োজনে বিকাশ।
এই বড় হকে স্বাগত জানাই রিগাল ড্রেসিং টেবিল। রিগাল ড্রেসিং টেবিল, এলিগেন্ট সব ডিজাইন ও পারফেক্ট লেকার ফিনিশিং। রিগাল ফার্নিচার, ফার্নিশ ইওর ড্রিম।
আমার টক টাইম
ডান।
মিতিরার আমার ইন্টারনেট
ডান। মাই রবি অ্যাপের মাই ফ্যামিলিতে সবার জন্য পুরো মাসের প্ল্যান কিনুন একবার। রবি।
গোলাপি নির্যাস আর ভিটামিন ই সহ নতুন লাক্স দেয় চাঁদের মতো উজ্জ্বল চেহারা। লাক্স।
That's why we're here as well. The big boys, big star, ready to bowl. You're right, I was hearing you earlier, Scotty. This is great for Afghanistan. You know, bowl Rashid whenever they feel like. One slight error, Omar Zaid. It was that extra 6 bowler, isn't it? They've got Nabi as well.
Oh, I'd love to ask a question of you, Waz. Left armour, Faruqi, 2 for 3 off 2. If that was you, left armour, 2 for 3 off 2, and your captain says, just take a rest, how would you have reacted?
I would have asked him to please give me 1 more over. I might get a couple of wickets for you. And I suppose nowadays in this format, Scotty, skippers of the sides come up with, okay, I'll give 2 over to him, 2 over to him, 2 over to him. They don't, I think sometime you have to make decision right there and then because situation is different.
I'll tell you this, Scotty. Wasim's reply to the captain would not have been as articulate as it was, yeah. But I said that in a slightly different tone and maybe words as well. Yeah, this is a great situation for Nabi to be in 55 for 4. I doubt Omar Zai will get another over in this inning because got so many. Great, exciting options.
They have the best spinners in the business in this format. I mean, Nabi is the most experienced. He doesn't turn it. He just starts in, especially to the left-hander. Then, of course, one of the best in the business nowadays is Rashid Khan.
This time the umpire, not more confident, not getting dissuaded by the appeal.
What I like about this Afghanistan side is the variety, though. They've got the left armour who can swing the ball both ways. The robotic-like Naveen, and all those mystery spinners in their own ways provide options. They're a dangerous team in this tournament.
Now they have this another youngster who's not in the squad, Noor Ahmed, who's the Chinaman leg spinner, left arm leg spinner.
Dangerous. Very dangerous against Rashid Khan. He's straight at you in the stumps. A slog on the leg side. Dangerous option.
He was aiming towards mid-wicket, corner. But not against Rashid. You're 4 wickets down for 59. You're into 9th over. Just take your time. Build a partnership.
Saw the wrong one, I guess. The wrist spinner himself, another terrific over. Comes to an end, 59 for 4.
খেলা লিংকটা হবে মাইজিপি অ্যাপে লাইভ খেলা চলে মাখনের মতো
লাইভ খেলা নিয়ে নো টেনশন মাইজিপি অ্যাপের সব সলিউশন
জানো ডেড স্কিন সেল আমাদের আসল উজ্জ্বলতা ঢেকে দেয় টেপ টেস্ট করলে বুঝতে পারবে দেখলে আসল উজ্জ্বলতা লুকিয়ে ছিল ডেড স্কিন সেলের নিচে এগুলো দূর করতে পন্ডস ব্রাইট বিউটি ফেস ওয়াশ এর ভিটামিন বি3 যুক্ত ফর্মুলা ডেড স্কিন সেল দূর করে আসল উজ্জ্বলতা ফুটিয়ে তোলে দেখিয়ে দাও আসল উজ্জ্বলতা পন্ডস ব্রাইট বিউটি ফেস ওয়াশ
মার টক টাইম
ডান
মিতিরার আমার ইন্টারনেট
ডান মাই রবি অ্যাপের মাই ফ্যামিলিতে সবার জন্য পুরো মাসের প্ল্যান কিনুন একবার রবি
What's happened for them? Silva's getting the wickets. Spinners will make it even more difficult. Build on the misery on Sri Lanka with Bhanuka. Rajapaksa is 32. Now, this is something that I've waited all my life, Scotty. The timeline. Bottom of your screen, the red zone that we just saw, not just balls, runs scored per ball, but it's overs. You've got 6 overs chunks there, and then you've got 3 and the 4th over in progress. So
that's something interesting, something different, something new.
Got straight up. It might. Yes, it does. Straight to Mohammad Nabi. It's a safe catch. He's always been a safe catcher, Mohammad Nabi. Another wicket fall. Wanindu Hasaranga was looking to go after the bowling. Fails this time.
He'd be disappointed. It's been a feature so far in this innings, Sri Lanka's options. And Hasaranga has looked to go after the spinners. I just wonder whether he's saying, I'm going to impose myself on this game against my fellow spinner. And it has been the Afghan spinners who have won the battle. Mohammad Nabi with the safe hands. Very good catch. And Sri Lanka go even deeper in a hole. Hasaranga for 2, 60 for 5.
বাছাই করা আলুর সাথে স্পাইসি সিজনিং এর টুইস্ট এলো প্রাণ পতাটা
এটা চিপ নাকি বিস্কিট কে বুঝে নাও
এখন বিল বিকাশ করুন কোনো চার্জ ছাড়াই প্রতি মাসে 5টি বিদ্যুৎ বিল আর অন্য সব বিল যত খুশি তত সব সময় সব প্রয়োজনে বিকাশ
শুধু এই পাইপই পারে মাটির 1250 ফুট নিচের চূড়ান্ত চাপেও টিকে থাকতে যুগের পর যুগ ইউপিভিসি ক্লাস 5
মার টক টাইম
ডান
মিতিরার আমার ইন্টারনেট
ডান মাই রবি অ্যাপের মাই ফ্যামিলিতে সবার জন্য পুরো মাসের প্ল্যান কিনুন একবার রবি
অভিজাত ও রুচিসম্মত স্যানিটারি ওয়্যার ও ফিটিংস শাইন স্যানিটারি ওয়্যার ও ফিটিংস রুচির প্রশ্নে একেবারেই আপোষহীন
Finisher as well. But not a great or sensible shot selection from Hasaranga. 2 of 8. He was trying to hit every ball out of the park against the best spinner in the business.
I always felt that T20 batting was about tempo, and the best players find that rhythm and just sit in their rhythm and never look like they're slogging or rushed.
That's a terrific shot. This looks so good, Rajapaksa. Brilliant.
It's a proper shot. With wicket delivery from Mujib. And he waited. There was a fielder there at point, but it was right in front of the square. And he played that shot behind the square. Perfectly good at that.
No coincidence to me that Rajapaksa is the one who's just looked like he's played. Good cricket shots, timing, put the ball into the gaps, run well. And he's got a strike rate of 171. The other batsmen have looked to force the issue, gone across the line, played shots to balls that aren't there, and they've perished. Sri Lankan top order's tempo hasn't been quite right.
10 overs gone. 64 for 5. And it's going to be drinks.
নেক্সট অডিশন
নাজিয়ানা, আনিকা।
ম্যাডাম সিনেমা হিরোর নামেই চলে, আপনি চুলে নজর দিন। গরম আর ঘাম চুলের শাইন না নষ্ট করে ফেলে।
শাইন তো মন খুলেই করব আমিও আর আমার চুলও। নতুন সানসিল্ক ব্ল্যাক শাইন, এতে আছে আমলা, পার্ল প্রোটিন আর ভিটামিন ই অ্যাক্টিভ মিক্স, যা চুলকে দেয় 24 ঘন্টা পর্যন্ত শাইন। শাইন করব মন খুলে।
আর টক টাইম
ডান
মিতিরার আমার ইন্টারনেট
ডান। মাই রবি অ্যাপের মাই ফ্যামিলিতে সবার জন্য পুরো মাসের প্ল্যান কিনুন একবার। রবি।
সুদের সব গুণাগুণ নিয়ে তিনটি মজাদার সারে প্রাণ লাচিয়ে আছে আপনাকে আরাম দিতে।
পান লাচ্ছি, খুব কাচ্ছি, আরাম পাচ্ছি।
দেখা যাচ্ছে না বলে নেই নাকি? পানিতে থাকা আয়রন ও সীসা ফোটালেও যায় না, দেখাও যায় না।
পিওরিক ক্লাসিক দূর করে ভাইরাস, ব্যাকটেরিয়া এবং নতুন যুগের দূষণ। এতদিন ধরে আছেন, সম্পর্কটাই তো।
বেটার ঘরটাকে লক করুন ইউপিভিসি ম্যাটেরিয়ালে তৈরি কসমিক উইন্ডো দিয়ে। লক করুন অস্থির দুনিয়া।
দুলাভাই, বিকাশে ডেবিট কার্ড সেভ করা থাকলে
টাকা আসতে 1 মিনিটও সময় লাগে না, তাই তো?
খেলা লিঙ্কটা হবে মাই জিপি অ্যাপে। লাইভ খেলা চলে মাখনের মতো।
লাইভ খেলা নিয়ে নো টেনশন, মাই জিপি অ্যাপের সব সলিউশন।
বুঝতে হবে, এটা ইউনিক স্ট্রাকচারাল ডিজাইনের কসমিক ডোর। এর ওয়াল থিকনেস এবং রিব থিকনেস বেশি থাকায় টেকে 50 বছরেরও বেশি। কসমিক ডোর।
এখন বিল বিকাশ করুন কোনো চার্জ ছাড়াই, প্রতি মাসে 5টি বিদ্যুৎ বিল। আর অন্য সব বিল যত খুশি তত, সব সময় সব প্রয়োজনে বিকাশ।
গোলাপের নির্যাস আর ভিটামিন ই সহ নতুন লাক্স দেয় চাঁদের মতো উজ্জ্বল চেহারা। লাক্স।
আর টক টাইম
ডান
মিতিরার আমার ইন্টারনেট
ডান। মাই রবি অ্যাপের মাই ফ্যামিলিতে সবার জন্য পুরো মাসের প্ল্যান কিনুন একবার। রবি।
বাছাই করা আলুর সাথে স্পাইসি সিজনিং এর টুইস্ট এলো প্রাণ পতাটা।
এটা চিপ নাকি বিস্কিট, হে বুঝে নাও।
আবার এক কথায় সব বন্ধ হয়ে যায়।
আপনার এক কথায় যখন সব বন্ধ হয়ে যায়, পানির লাইনটাকে একটু বলে দিন না বন্ধ হতে।
আবার চুল পড়াটা যদি
ব্রুক পয়েন্ট তাজা সতেজ ক্রানার করা লিগার আপনাকে তাজা করবে।
নো এমএসজি মানে টেস্টিং সল্ট নেই। বাচ্চার জন্য এটাই তো বেস্ট, তাই আমার কাছে চপস্টিক ঠিক আছে।
টেস্টিং সল্ট মুক্ত চপস্টিক।
2 wickets by Mujib, 2 for 13 in 3, and then pick up the bowler so far Faruqi. 2 overs, 3 runs, and got 2 wickets early on.
And Faruqi has been bowled after that. For that performance, he's been asked to do penance. Just wait it out before you get the next over. Nabi. Oh, again. Excitement, and the finger goes up again. And this is just getting from bad to worse for Sri Lanka. Nabi picks up a wicket.
Experienced campaigner Nabi. He never turns the ball. If you play him straight like a medium pacer. And I think that's where the batter made the mistake. Look, no turn, just straight, faint edge, good catch, the keeper. And an important wicket for Nabi, the skipper. And Sri Lanka under pressure, big time now, struggling. 64 for 6.
এই বড় হকে স্বাগত জানাই রিগাল ড্রেসিং টেবিল। রিগাল ড্রেসিং টেবিল, এলিগেন্ট সব ডিজাইন ও পারফেক্ট লেকার ফিনিশিং। রিগাল ফার্নিচার, ফার্নিশ ইওর ড্রিম।
আপনার বাসাতেও কি পেট্রোল পানির মতন বইতে থাকে না, তাই না? তাহলে চালান সুপার মাইলেজওয়ালা এপিডিভি টেকনোলজির সাথে হিরো স্প্লেন্ডার প্লাস আর হিরো এইচএফটি লাখ। বাংলাদেশের সুপার ফুয়েল এফিশিয়েন্ট বাইকস, কম খাবে, চলতেই থাকবে।
খেলা লিঙ্কটা হবে মাই জিপি অ্যাপে। লাইভ খেলা চলে মাখনের মতো।
লাইভ খেলা নিয়ে নো টেনশন, মাই জিপি অ্যাপের সব সলিউশন।
স্পেশাল মানুষদের জন্য মজাদার ম্যাজিক মশলা ফ্লেভারে মিস্টার নুডলস। স্বাদ নাও ভালোবাসার।
দেখা যাচ্ছে না বলে নেই নাকি? পানিতে থাকা আয়রন ও সীসা ফোটালেও যায় না, দেখাও যায় না।
পিওরিক ক্লাসিক দূর করে ভাইরাস, ব্যাকটেরিয়া এবং নতুন যুগের দূষণ। দুলাভাই, বিকাশে ডেবিট কার্ড সেভ করা থাকলে
টাকা আসতে 1 মিনিটও সময় লাগে না, তাই তো?
It's gone 3/4 the length of the pitch with that run.
A little tentative, wasn't it? Got cast and just
trying to run the ball, but with half a bat. Good catch behind the stumps from Gabaz.
Like I said, he doesn't turn. Just play him towards offside. Anything. Don't go towards mid-wicket against him. Or mid-on. Maybe mid-on. But mostly inside out.
Rajapaksa must be standing at the other end now wondering how he plays this. If he gets out, you think the innings is pretty much over. But in saying that, he has to work out. He's the man in the middle who's faced 23 deliveries. What is the score we need? What does the score Sri Lanka need at this point to give themselves a realistic chance of winning this game?
In my opinion, 130 would be a good total. They can have a fight back if they get a couple of wickets early on with the new ball and then put pressure on them. But again, right now, we're into 11th over. They're 65 or 6. All the main batters have gone back into the dressing room. So like you said, all depends on Rajapaksa here.
Love the adjustment that he made. The very last when his soft hands picks up single. Well, I think he's just got to aim to play the full innings. Rajapaksa. Now, he can trust somebody like a Chamika Karunaratne, who is an all-rounder. So he can bat. I don't think he should try something funny now because he feels that he might run out of partners. Just hang in there. It's been superb. Lots of ground shots. Good over. Comes to an end. 11 overs gone. It's 66 for 6.
এগিয়ে থাকার আনন্দ এখন দেশ জুড়ে উকলা স্বীকৃত বাংলা লিংক ফাস্টেস্ট 4Gতে থাকুন সবচেয়ে এগিয়ে বাংলা লিংক
বাছাই করা আলুর সাথে স্পাইসি সিজনিং এর টুইস্ট এলো প্রাণ পতাটা।
এটা চিপ নাকি বিস্কিট কে বুঝে নাও।
এখন বিল বিকাশ করুন কোনো চার্জ ছাড়াই প্রতি মাসে 5টি বিদ্যুৎ বিল আর অন্য সব বিল যত খুশি তত সব সময় সব প্রয়োজনে বিকাশ।
Got himself on in place of Rashid. Now he's bowling from the other end. Very keen to now just run the singles.
No rest for him, especially the set batsman. Rajapaksa is on 37 of 25, 5 fours and a 6.
Well, right in the center, that's Jayesh Shah, Secretary of the BCCI, Honorary President of the Asian Cricket Council. I remember Pankaj from my old days on my first visit to Oman, Muscat. Pankaj Khimji on the left.
Yeah, he still heads Oman Cricket Association.
His father was such a great host, supported cricket. Nobody was coming to this part of the world, the UAE. He was always there, welcoming cricketers, great host. Khimji's. Good to see Jayesh Shah coming right at the start of the tournament. He's so quick on his bowling. Rashid Khan is all over the place.
Still 2.5 overs of Rashid Khan, so Nabi holds all the aces at the moment. So many options up his sleeve. That's the beauty of it for him.
Is sensing the way he's playing currently. I think he's thinking long term, Rajapaksa. Since he suddenly changed gears. know about me, fastest to 100 in T20 international wickets when you look at T20 internationals. Having said that, he's gone for a big heave on the offside.
That's why he's so good. Googly. Footed Googly as well. He read it. He was going through with extra cover. Rajapaksa.
Was gone, 68 for 6.
এক্সপেরিয়েন্স করুন মেরিল মিল্ক বাথ। এর 6 গুণ মিল্ক ময়েশ্চার আপনাকে দেবে ফ্রেশ অ্যান্ড ইয়াঙ্গার লুকিং স্কিন। মেরিল মিল্ক সোপ বার, দুধ দিয়ে গোসল হোক প্রতিদিন।
মার টক টাইম
ডান।
মিতিরার আমার ইন্টারনেট
ডান। মাই রবি অ্যাপের মাই ফ্যামিলিতে সবার জন্য পুরো মাসের প্ল্যান কিনুন একবার। রবি।
স্পেশাল মানুষদের জন্য মজাদার ম্যাজিক মাসালা ফ্লেভারে মিস্টার নুডলস, স্বাদ নাও ভালোবাসার।
It's always challenging batting first game of the tournament. You really don't know how the pitch is going to behave. Oh, Nabi again. Play and miss from Sri Lanka.
Perfect pitch for somebody like Nabi. Now that ball has gone like a leg spinner. So if you get a rough, low bounce pitch, not ideal for somebody like Nabi.
Yeah, one of the biggest challenges in this format, batting first, is assessing. Oh, no. That should be another wicket. They say don't run on a misfield. They did so. It seems like they're going to pay the price for it as well. They will have a look at it. And it's
TV umpire to director. We have umpire review for run-out. Can you give me the best side on, please? Can you just freeze it there as the bail's lighter? Batsman short of his ground, bails are lit up. I'm ready with my decision for the big screen.
Oh, what a blow for Sri Lanka. The only man who had come to terms on this pitch. Running between the wickets, not his strength, but stroke play is. We enjoyed those 38 runs. It's not going to be enough, though. 69 for 7.
বাচ্চাদের দেয় একটি কমলার সমপরিমাণ ভিটামিন সি, 1.5 কাপ দুধের সমপরিমাণ ক্যালসিয়াম ও 3 বাটি পালং শাকের সমপরিমাণ আয়রন সহ 23টি ভাইটাল নিউট্রিয়েন্টস। হরলিক্স
আর ডিপ্লোমা গুঁড়া দুধের পুষ্টি একসাথে।
লিংকটা হবে মাই জিপি অ্যাপে লাইভ খেলা চলে মাখনের মতো।
লাইভ খেলা নিয়ে নো টেনশন, মাই জিপি অ্যাপের সব সলিউশন।
ভাই বিকাশে ডেবিট কার্ড সেভ করা থাকলে টাকা আসতে 1 মিনিটও সময় লাগে না, তাই তো?
Another miscommunication. He's made it. Had that throw been a little better, would have been a sure shot out. But now it looks a little tricky, though.
TV umpire to director. We have an umpire review for run out at the wicketkeeper's end. Can you give me the best side on, please? Yeah, that ball in the hands. Can you freeze it there? Yes. Thank you, director. Freeze it there. I see the batsman short of the ground. Wickets are broken. I'm ready with my decision for the big screen.
Comfortably shot. It's not raining, it's pouring for Sri Lanka right now. Maheesh Theekshana gone. 69 for 8 now, Sri Lanka.
নেক্সট অডিশন
নাজিয়ানা আনিকা
ম্যাডাম সিনেমা হিরোর নামেই চলে আপনি চুলে নজর দিন গরম আর ঘাম চুলে শাইন না নষ্ট করে ফেলে
শাইন তো মন খুলেই করব আমিও আর আমার চুলও নতুন সানসিল্ক ব্ল্যাক শাইন এতে আছে আমলা পার্ল প্রোটিন আর ভিটামিন ই অ্যাক্টিভ মিক্স যা চুলকে দেয় 24 ঘন্টা পর্যন্ত শাইন করব মন খুলে
মার টক টাইম
ডান
মিতির আর আমার ইন্টারনেট
ডান মাই রবি অ্যাপের মাই ফ্যামিলিতে সবার জন্য পুরো মাসের প্ল্যান কিনুন একবার রবি
Sippe, sippe, prawn up. Food. Open up. Prawn up.
69 for 7. What a messy position, Deep. Now, what do you say about 69 for 8? Decision making. Well, this is what happens when the pressure is on. It's a lack of experience, you reckon? I wouldn't think so. Yes, bowling inexperience, but when it comes to the batting, they've been together for a while. They played some quality cricket. You have to go with the shot. Cross to Naveen-ul-Haq's left. He's got to throw across his body. Understanding. And a clear mind would mean you're running with the shot. There would have been a single, but not when you hesitate.
And at the moment, Mohammad Nabi is bowling out swingers. For an off-spin, another brilliant delivery. Yeah, 3 down for 5. That was something that unsettled Sri Lanka.
And never recovered. Okay, a couple of runs. No, maybe not. Just a single of that outside edge to finish the over. 70 for 8.
এগিয়ে থাকার আনন্দ এখন দেশ জুড়ে উকলা স্বীকৃত বাংলা লিংক ফাস্টেস্ট স্পোর্ট জিতে থাকুন সবচেয়ে এগিয়ে বাংলা লিংক
Use Lux onion seed hair oil enriched only with pure essential oils. Lux onion seed hair oil, guaranteed hair fall solution.
খেলা লিংকটা হবে মাই জিপি অ্যাপে লাইভ খেলা চলে মাখনের মতো
লাইভ খেলা নিয়ে নো টেনশন মাই জিপি অ্যাপের সব সলিউশন
70 for 8. Lost those 3 early wickets, never recovered from there. Very average cricket played by the Sri Lankan batters. Give it a lot of help for the bowlers. The bowling's been really good. But is it fair to say the Sri Lankan top order, the batters, really did not assess the condition early enough? Pathirana, the new batter, is on debut. Matisha Pathirana, under 19 cricketer. Lower arm, bit of Malinga type in him. Rashid Khan has some IPL experience towards the end of the season. Chennai Super Kings giving him that opportunity.
Timeline at the bottom, giving you state of every over, how it's panned out for the batting team. Now the timeline for runs per ball, it's runs per over. The first 6 highlighted in red, and after that, you've got your 7 overs.
Yeah, the first over, and that kind of broke the back to a great extent. Oh, big googly that one. Someone managed to get an inside edge on that for a couple of runs. Yeah, going back to your point, assessing the conditions. They got hit hard early. Haruki was brilliant. Kusal Mendis played a shot too early. You'd think Asalanka got a good one. Pathum Nissanka, I thought, was unlucky. So caught on the hop. But then that partnership for the 4th wicket was extraordinary from the 2 left-handers. And maybe there they should have assessed what type of a score they do need. The reverse sweep from Gunathilaka was the problem for me. Going back to the shot selection, 2 of the top 3. Oh, again a bit of an inside edge, it seems. Wait for the umpires. Yep, bit of an inside edge. But again, going back to the top 3, out of those, Asalanka, really good ball first up. But the other 2, Nissanka, Mendis, very average shots to get out to. Yeah, they were basic slogs. But a little bit of movement, bit of nip off the pitch made it difficult. So batsmen sometimes need to be proactive than sit in their crease. A big appeal, massive appeal. And Chaudhary is not convinced.
Not easy to deny Rashid Khan a review. They've gone upstairs.
TV umpire to director. We have a player review for LBW. Original decision is not out. I've checked the front foot. It's a fair delivery. Can we start with front on spin vision, please? Looks like missing the bat. Can we confirm with Ultra Edge, please? Copy that, director. Ultra Edge building. Stand by, guys. Ultra Edge is building. Yeah, Ultra Edge coming up. Next frame, please. Yeah. Flat line as the ball passes the bat. Satisfied, no bat in ball. Can we move on to ball tracking, please? Pitching outside off, impact umpires call. Can you show me the further graphic, director, please? Hitting graphic. Thank you. Wickets umpires call. Can I have Anil back on screen, please? Anil, you're on screen. Stay with your decision signal not.
Yeah, 14 overs gone, 73-3.
গোলাপের নির্যাস আর ভিটামিন ই সহ নতুন লাক্স দেয় চাঁদের মতো উজ্জ্বল চেহারা। লাক্স
খেলা লিঙ্কটা হবে মাই জিপি অ্যাপে লাইভ খেলা চলে মাখনের মতো।
লাইভ খেলা নিয়ে নো টেনশন, মাই জিপি অ্যাপের সব সলিউশন।
Use Laf's onion seed hair oil, enriched only with pure essential oils. Laf's onion seed hair oil, guaranteed hair fall solution.
এখন বিল বিকাশ করুন কোনো চার্জ ছাড়াই।
Navee's fourth, a wild swing and a miss. And again, a bit of bounce. Works for Pathirana this time, and also for Karunaratne in the previous over. There's a lot of grass in this pitch, and that's what you tend to see. Now that's good running.
Even with the last review, when you saw the first point of impact, you thought the ball would be hitting comfortably somewhere in the center of the stumps. That also was umpire's call in the end. Yep, this is Afghanistan spinners tonight.
Yeah, I mean, just 3 boundaries. And what's good to see, if you look at the grouping as well, and if we actually take those deliveries on to hit the stumps, most of them would actually do that. Either hit the stumps or be thereabouts. Talking about assessing the pitch, I think the Afghanistan bowlers assess the pitch a lot quicker and better than the Sri Lankan batters. They figure out which length to bowl, which line to bowl. And especially on a pitch where there isn't much help for the spinners. And that's the reason we see a lot of outswingers from Mohammad Nabi.
But going back to that LBW decision as well, there was a big stride in and it nicks the front pad and goes on to hit the back leg, which was more in line with the stumps. That's where the impact was picked up.
Yeah, the impact was outside off stump, or rather umpire's also was hitting the stumps. Hitting the stumps I agree with, and I'm happy to go with the umpire's call, but this impact is something I'm not too keen on as far as umpire's call is concerned. Another outswinger from Nabi.
How does he do this? Russell used to be a pretty good off spinner. How does he do this? The ball that leaves the right hand.
But Nabi's never been a big spinner. He's a smart operator. Just keeps it simple.
Like a leg cutter.
Bowls it a little quicker, just change of pace.
That should be taken. That's up in the air. An easy catch. Wicket number 9. Nabi picks up another one. And Sri Lanka in very, very, very big trouble.
And there's your leg cutter again. They bring up or cook up all these variations of one finger ball, flick out of the hand. So many different stuff, but plain and simple from Nabi. We've seen it bounce many times, and Pathiranan has had a few hoiks. This time gets a little bit of bat on it. 75 for 9, Sri Lanka.
নেক্সট অডিশন
নাজিয়ানা আনিকা
ম্যাডাম সিনেমা হিরোর নামেই চলে আপনি চুলে নজর দেন গরম আর ঘাম চুলে শাইন না নষ্ট করে ফেলে
শাইন তো মন খুলেই করব আমিও আর আমার চুলও
নতুন সানসিল্ক ব্ল্যাক শাইন এতে আছে আমলা পার্ল প্রোটিন আর ভিটামিন ই অ্যাক্টিভ মিক্স যা চুলকে দেয় 24 ঘন্টা পর্যন্ত শাইন
করব মন খুলে চঞ্চল ভাই
দেখা যাচ্ছে না বলে নেই নাকি পানিতে থাকা আয়রন ও সীসা ফোটালেও যায় না দেখাও যায় না
পিওরি ক্লাসিক দূর করে ভাইরাস ব্যাকটেরিয়া এবং নতুন যুগের দূষণ
স্পেশাল মানুষদের জন্য মজাদার ম্যাজিক মাসালা ফ্লেভারে মিস্টার নুডলস স্বাদ দাও ভালোবাসার
আর টক টাইম
ডান
মিতিরার আমার ইন্টারনেট
ডান মাই রবি অ্যাপের মাই ফ্যামিলিতে সবার জন্য পুরো মাসের প্ল্যান কিনুন একবার রবি।
আমার কলিগরা তো শুনে অবাক, বলে ও কিও নুডলস দিচ্ছে। আমি বলি দেব না কেন, এটা তো স্কোয়ারের চপস্টিক, নো এমএসজি, মানে টেস্টিং সল্ট নেই, তাই এটাই সে। স্বাস্থ্য রাখতে ঠিক টেস্টিং সল্ট মুক্ত চপস্টিক।
দুলা ভাই বিকাশে ডেবিট কার্ড সেভ করা থাকলে টাকা আসতে 1 মিনিটও সময় লাগে না, তাই তো?
75 for 9. And with 5 overs to go, so much opportunity. But the spinners, Russell Arnold, have been outstanding.
Dilshan Madhushanka on debut. He's on strike. Gets off the mark straight away. Would never have thought he'll get a hit today. Brought in his seam bowling. His batsmen haven't given him much to bowl with. This is Matisha Pathirana.
Cross seam delivery too, just stood up a little. But another Sri Lankan batsman, Sanjay, going across the line.
I liked his attitude. He set the bar very high for himself as a batter. Was going after Rashid Khan, and then Nabi. Would have liked to see him just hang in there, play out the 20 overs. He's asked too much of himself, Pathirana. In the end, getting 5 of 12.
Lovely, Rash, lovely.
He doesn't want the run. Trying to see Rashid Khan off. It's his last over. Has not picked up a wicket with the damage done. As a unit, they have been brilliant, Afghanistan.
That's the thing with Rashid Khan these days.
Oh, gets away with it again. A lot of googlies from Rashid Khan in the last couple of overs. And the reason that they're in this predicament right now is because we're looking like threatening these lowest totals. Should bring a slip in place here. Oh, it's close. Maybe just sliding down the leg side.
Yeah, this is the proper googly from Rashid Khan that turns big.
Average winning score here in Dubai around 170. Yes, challenging pitch. You expect your batters to reassess, try and get something on the board, but 140, 150.
Still won't cross. The reason I asked the question, though, about putting a slip in place was because you know that he's not looking to be aggressive. And it allows you to bowl the leg spinner as well. He's almost exclusively attacking those stumps, trying to get LBWs, or if he goes across the line, then maybe bowled as well.
Now this field change is to try and keep Karunaratne on strike for the next over.
He's 4 of 15. It's not like he's setting the stage on fire on a dangerous batter to keep away from strike. 77 for 9.
এখন লাইফবয় শুধু ভাইরাসের বিরুদ্ধে সুরক্ষাই না, সাথে দেবে 300 টাকা মূল্যের ডাক্তারের পরামর্শ ফ্রি। প্রতিটি প্যাকের সাথে পাবেন রবি হেলথ প্লাসের সহযোগিতায় 300 টাকা মূল্যের ডাক্তারের পরামর্শ একদম ফ্রি। একটা মিসড কল দিন এই নম্বরে। করোনা ভাইরাস থেকে সুরক্ষা ফ্রিতে ডাক্তারের পরামর্শ শুধু লাইফ বয়
অদম্য হওয়ার এনার্জিতে ভরপুর এক্সোটিক স্বাদের পাওয়ার এনার্জি ড্রিঙ্ক যখন হাতে তখন অ্যাডভেঞ্চার হবে নন স্টপ পাওয়ার চুমুকে অ্যাকশন
এখন বিল বিকাশ করুন কোনো চার্জ ছাড়াই প্রতি মাসে 5টি বিদ্যুৎ বিল আর অন্য সব বিল যত খুশি তত সব সময় সব প্রয়োজনে বিকাশ
Mujib, he has been brilliant. 2 for 13. All the spinners have, to be fair. Nazim Akram joining Russell Arnold and myself.
Gentlemen, good to see you after a long, long time. Straight to the field. Oh, we have misfield. He's not happy, Mujib. Every run counts for Sri Lanka here, and neither is the coach.
Oh, Jonathan Trott not happy. But I thought that fielder had short fine leg. It's Farouk. He could have done a little bit better. His body on the line, maybe. Maybe he feels his batters need a target to chase.
And he's still turning those runs down. He possibly could have got back for 2. But if you were wondering where the match went well for Afghanistan, or if you're a Sri Lanka fan where it didn't quite go so well, take a look at the timeline, a new innovation down there at the bottom of your screen. 6 wickets through the middle. The damage was done at the top, 3 down inside the first 2. A little bit of hope there. Partnership of 44 at the end of the power play. That 1 over costing 20.
Well, the way those two played, that didn't look like any threats in the pitch. Hit through the line of the ball, whereas most batsmen have gone across the line.
It's some huge errors today. Early on with the new ball, probably was a different pitch. They very rarely see pitch like this in T20 format. A lot of grass instead of seeing off the bowlers. Get your eyes in, play straight. They were just all over the place, Sri Lankan side.
Well, it's in the air. Has he got enough on it? It's a chance. Oh, he's put it down. That's gone all the way for 6.
For long periods, it looked like will just carry straight to the fielder, but towards the end there, it just got a bit of an oomph. I think the fielder also misjudged it and parried it over the boundary line.
He was walking in, Naveen. At this stage, at this situation, you should come under the ball first and then set yourself. Went for the maximum.
Will keep the strong. Very good batting. And Karunaratne. 88 for 9.
বাচ্চাদের দেয় একটি কমলার সমপরিমাণ ভিটামিন সি, 1.5 কাপ দুধের সমপরিমাণ ক্যালসিয়াম ও 3 বাটি পালং শাকের সমপরিমাণ আয়রন সহ 20টি ভাইটাল নিউট্রিয়েন্টস। হরলিক্স
হরলিক্স আর ডিপ্লোমা গুঁড়া দুধের পুষ্টি একসাথে।
একটা সুপার হোয়াইটি সুপার সমাধান। এই সুপার এনজাইম দূর করে কঠিন দাগ, সাদা কাপড়কে করে আরো সাদা। সুপার হোয়াইটি কঠিন দাগ দূর, সাদা ভরপুর।
দুলাভাই, বিকাশে ডেবিট কার্ড সেভ করা থাকলে
টাকা আসতে 1 মিনিটও সময় লাগে না, তাই তো?
82 was the lowest, 87 a couple of times. 3 overs, try and get yourself 120. He'll have to bat out of his skin though. He's up against a bowler who was outstanding early. Faruqi, he's back.
Got 2 to go. Slow delivery to start off with. They're not taking singles.
No, change of ends too for Faruqi. How should he be looking to attack this, Was? Your left arm seamer at the end here, 9 down.
Just go for the wicket, try to hit the stumps and maybe odd bouncer, because both tail enders are batting. Don't give them extra runs or unnecessary runs, because they will have a go at it. They got 3 overs, 2 overs to go after this one.
Short third, short point, short fine leg. When you have that, that's an indication for me that he's going to be bowling a lot more slower deliveries. It was seam up that really worked for him though. So what does he do as?
At this stage of the game, the opposition is 88 for 9. Last pitch, I'll have fine leg back. A square leg is back already. I'll just strike 1 or 2 short deliveries. I know he's not express, but short delivery against the tail ender will unsettle him.
But it's hard to bowl that with this field.
Has to be fine leg back. They're not even trying to take 2. So they're wasting deliveries. It's a matter of time now.
Even if they get an extra 10 runs here, it's still a subpar total. I don't think you can afford at this stage to be turning these runs down. You have to have some faith and trust in your partner.
Correct. When you're in a deep hole, you've got to somehow expect that your partner will stand up for you. Maybe get you on strike, do something. It always has to work in partnerships, especially when you're this far behind the game.
That's good lead. This time he will take this. The run. And they'll come back for 2 as well.
And he almost ran himself out. He's just not running hard, Dilshan Madhushanka. Initially rooted to the crease, which you understand because the ball has to pass the wicket. And then that's the slowest too.
Yeah, he's not even sprinting. He's not even bothered. Direct hit would have been, he would have been gone.
I think that running just typifies Sri Lanka so far today. Just a little bit sloppy, a little bit off their best. Now that is an understatement at 90 for 9, but I'm talking about the attitude.
Saw him coming. He's got a lot of variations. Yeah, there were 2 runouts, very clumsy runouts. The moment they were rocked, they really haven't responded. And but seeing that partnership, I go back to that once again, the 44-run partnership. Thought they'd clawed back. They were in a position to go again from there.
Well, they've certainly not helped their cause. There's no question about that. I think you must tip your cap to Afghanistan and say they've bowled exceptionally well. They got on top early and never gave Sri Lanka a chance. We'll get there, spin another run out.
Who's quick? The keeper?
Certainly not the batsman. He missed the stumps. If he'd hit the stumps, that was out. 91 for 9.
এগিয়ে থাকার আনন্দ এখন দেশ জুড়ে। উকলা স্বীকৃত বাংলা লিংক ফাস্টেস্ট 4G তে থাকুন সবচেয়ে এগিয়ে। বাংলা লিংক।
অভিজাত ও রুচিসম্মত স্যানিটারি ওয়্যার ও ফিটিংস শাইন। শাইন স্যানিটারি ওয়্যার ও ফিটিংস রুচির প্রশ্নে একেবারেই আপোষহীন।
আর টক টাইম
ডান।
মিতিরার আমার ইন্টারনেট
ডান। মাই রবি অ্যাপের মাই ফ্যামিলিতে সবার জন্য পুরো মাসের প্ল্যান কিনুন একবার। রবি।
At least.
Is it though?
I'm trying to look at the positives, Wes.
I suppose, yeah, that's what Sri Lankan team should think. That, okay, let's get 200 and put pressure, get a couple of wickets with the new ball. And tomorrow, the big game, India versus Pakistan, I believe will play on the same pitch.
Well, that to me says both teams will be watching. What style of bowling has been successful, what length, etc. No timing, but initially they start. And I think that shot says that maybe the charge is on. Is it too late? Big game tomorrow. DP World Asia Cup. Group A gets underway with India versus Pakistan. And we don't have to look back too long, Waz. 12 months. A very good Pakistan performance. I'm looking forward to this.
Yeah, of course. Mother of all games, clash of the Titans, India versus Pakistan. One team is without Shaheen and one is without Bumrah. It'll be interesting.
Still no timing and no runs.
That experience of October, November that India did have in the T20 World Cup here, where they were very stiff. that will serve them well to really go out there and express themselves. And Pakistan always unpredictable and flair. Should be a treat.
In last couple of years, a year and a half since Babar took over, they have been quite consistent as far as their performance is concerned.
Another slow ball. This is excellent bowling. I always feel that for Afghanistan to take the next step and really join the big boys on a consistent basis, they needed to rely on less players. It's always been about the three spinners and making sure that they don't beat you alone. And they've done that tonight. They've got very good performances from Naveen and Faruqi at the top, and that set the tone. It's exciting times for Afghanistan.
They need to invest in fast bowlers, I think, in the long run. They have the best spinners, the mystery spinners, but the fast bowling section, they do struggle.
Opportunity for two. They'll get it. There are a few fast bowlers coming through. I was at the Under-19 World Cup in January. There were a couple of very good seamers who come and hit the deck hard. They run in hard. Bilal Sami was one who really impressed.
Especially working with Umar Gul, who's a fast bowling coach for Afghanistan. He can really help their future fast bowling generation. Has been a phenomenal fast bowler for Pakistan in all the formats.
Oh, that's going to be close to the waist. It will be a boundary. And the umpire says no ball straight away as well for height.
Well, that's an opportunity for runs because it's going to be a free hit. Now getting closer to that 100 mark. 2 balls remaining. Few lusty blues from Karunaratne might get there 115, 120. And maybe a sniff.
Scotty must be so much fun for a batter. Free hit, can't get out. Unbelievable.
But you know what? It's actually quite hard as well. Because you think, I'm going to hit this so hard. And you actually swing too hard. You lose a little bit of shape. And really, you've got to tell yourself to stand there and time the ball. Put a good swing on it and don't just try and slog, if you like. It's quite a bizarre feeling. It'll be taken, but it won't be out.
One ball for Nissanka to deal with.
So Naveen ball almost every delivery in this over. You know, there's a variation, slow ball. So that's a bit okay. It's okay at this stage of the game. Opposition is 99 for 9. But against good teams, against good batters, you probably will struggle. You got to, you know, change your pace all the time. You can't just be too predictable in this format.
Well, as a batsman, that's what you're after, predictability. Now you'll be looking to expect the slow ball first and try and adjust to the quicker one. And the towels are out. Is that a sign that there's some dew? Maybe just sweat? Hopefully just sweat.
Maybe it's 42 degrees out there.
The feedback was that there was no dew. Teams practicing here leading up to the tournament the last couple of days. Even at 10 p.m., there were no sign of dew.
Oh, it's close. Is it sliding? Umpire doesn't really take a look at it. They'll have a conversation about whether to review it. And they will.
TV umpire to director. We have a player review for LBW. Original decision is not out. I checked the front foot. It's a fair delivery. Can we start with front on spin vision, please? One more time, please. Looks like missing the bat. I can see the bat hitting the turf as well. Can you give me ultra edge, please? Copy that, ultra edge building up. Yeah, ultra edge coming. Flat line of the ball passes the bat, satisfied, no bat involved. Can we move on to ball tracking, please? Copy that, ball tracking building. Pitching outside the leg stump, original decision, not out. Can I go back to some, please?
This is the SOP now.
Stay with your position.
99 for 9 in 19.
স্পেশাল মানুষদের জন্য মজাদার ম্যাজিক মশলা ফ্লেভারে মিস্টার নুডলস, স্বাদ দাও ভালোবাসার।
খেলা লিঙ্কটা হবে মাই জিপি অ্যাপে লাইভ খেলা চলে মাখনের মতো।
লাইভ খেলা নিয়ে নো টেনশন, মাই জিপি অ্যাপে
Necessary time.
That's a beautiful shot. Stand and deliver on a boundary. Down the ground, and the 100 comes up.
Well, his method's been good so far, Karunaratne. 29 of 35, lots of dot balls. But a few more deliveries, that's 5 balls remaining. If he can make it a big one, you know, there'll be some bit of joy or feel-good factor to come out and try and bowl better for the Sri Lankans. You hit through the line, you're able to get more runs. More of that type of pitch.
Look at the passion from their fans, from Sri Lankan fans. That's what this game is all about.
And interesting to see what the Square League umpire says.
He went straight away. He went straight away, signalling it was below the waist. The lowest course defended by Sri Lanka. It's always against you boys, Scotty. 119. That was in Chittagong.
I'm here as a neutral. I'm here as a neutral. This doesn't count.
New Zealand not here in the Asia Cup, was in.
Oh, great shot in the gap. And brilliantly fielded. They'll try and get back for 2.
Great job by Najib. That mid-wicket saved a couple of runs for his team. He looks good. 31 of 37. Karunaratne. 31 now, 37. Played well. That's what the captain wanted from him.
Second best partnership of the innings. 30. 28 for the last wicket.
It's always a worry when that happens, because it says, well, if numbers 9 and 10 in this case, although Karunaratne's not there, look at the build-up in those back of the innings. 30 without losing a wicket. It's been very good in the last couple of overs, but maybe a little too late.
Squareleg's come into the circle.
Body. Great leg from Faruqi. That is the end of the innings, and he deserves that. He was brilliant at the top, and he closes the innings out.
Yeah, Squareleg coming into the circle meant he was going to be bowling fuller. Does just that. He goes for the Yorker, plays it on. Your options reduce. You give the batsman no room or length at this stage of the game.
That edge onto the stumps. Middle stump gone and got his 3rd wicket. Faruqi, 3.4 overs, 11 for 3. What a spell from him.
105 for Sri Lanka. Very good innings at the end from Karunaratne. 31 of 38. Not a traditional